Welcome back, deep divers. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to dive in.
Today we're tackling someone who lived a life about as far from a deep dive as you can get. Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, talk about pressure, leading the Roman Empire.
Exactly. But he was also this incredible Stoic philosopher. And we're lucky enough to get a peek into his private thoughts through his meditations.
Which he never intended to be published, right?
Nope, these were just his personal reflections. Imagine having those kinds of journaling skills, huh?
I can barely write a grocery list. But seriously, that's what makes meditation so fascinating. It's raw, unfiltered Aurelius.
Totally. And today we're going deep into Book 7, where he grapples with some seriously relatable stuff. We're talking dealing with difficult people, finding purpose, and staying calm when everything's going nuts. You know, Tuesday stuff.
Timeless challenges. And Aurelius offers some powerful perspectives on how to navigate them.
Okay, so let's jump right into the deep end with passage 41. Aurelius poses this question. If the gods, with all their infinite wisdom and power, can handle us flawed humans, shouldn't we be able to handle a little annoyance?
It's such a powerful question, isn't it? Especially in our world today where everyone's just so on edge all the time. Imagine getting cut off in traffic and instead of road rage, you tap into this reservoir of cosmic patience.
Yeah, if Jupiter can put up with this, so can I. Easier said than done, though, right? I mean, it's not about letting people walk all over you.
Exactly. It's not about excusing bad behavior. It's about choosing how you respond. The Stoics believe that we don't actually control what happens to us, but we absolutely control our reactions.
So it's about shifting our focus.
100%. Instead of fixating on the frustration, focus on what you can control your own thoughts and actions.
Less reacting, more responding with intention. Love that.
Powerful stuff.
Okay, let's move on to passage 42. Here, Aurelius dives into this idea of aligning our actions with both our reason and our social nature. So not just what makes sense logically, but also what serves the greater good. It's a bit of a balancing act, isn't it?
It is, and I think this gets to the heart of Stoic philosophy, this idea of faculty of choice. We have this incredible power to decide what we focus on, what we choose to give our energy to. Aurelius is really pushing us to be intentional about those choices.
So instead of just drifting through the day on autopilot, we should be asking ourselves, is this really how I want to spend my time and energy? Does this align with my values and who I want to be in the world?
Exactly. Think about how much time we waste on things that ultimately don't matter. I mean, let's be honest. Would Aurelius be scrolling endlessly on social media? Probably not. He'd probably see that as a pretty unworthy use of his precious time.
Ouch. Feeling personally attacked right now. But you're right. All right, let's talk about passage 43. This one feels incredibly relevant to our modern lives. Aurelius talks about the trap of seeking validation from others.
Things like the oldest trap in the book, right?
Right.
And social media just throws gasoline on that fire. We're constantly bombarded with these perfect lives and highlight reels, and it's so easy to start questioning your own worth.
Totally. So how do we break free from that? What's the Aurelius solution?
Well, he reminds us that true satisfaction comes from doing the right thing for its own sake, not for the likes or the praise. It's about finding that inner compass, not needing someone to give you a gold star for being a good human.
It's about that internal validation. And when you tap into that, it can transform everything, your relationships, your work, everything.
Exactly. Imagine that freedom. It's powerful.
Okay, last but not least, let's unpack passage 44. This is where Aurelius talks about finding tranquility in a world that, frankly, often feels anything but tranquil. As emperor, he must have known a thing or two about stress.
No kidding. Can you imagine the pressure that guy was under? But yeah, this passage really highlights this core Stoic belief. The universe is unfolding as it should. There's this natural order to things. We're all a part of this grand cosmic dance, and our job is simply to play our part well.
So how do we actually apply that to our own chaotic lives, with work deadlines and bills and family drama?
Think of it like a surfer riding a wave. The wave represents all the chaos of life, all those unexpected challenges that get thrown our way. The surfer, though, finds their balance, their flow. They learn to navigate the ups and downs with a sense of grace and skill.
It's finding that sense of stillness in the midst of all the craziness. That's such a powerful visual.
Right. You can be in the middle of the storm, but you choose not to let it drown you. You choose to find that center.
It's a practice, not a destination.
100%.
Wow, so much to unpack here. It's incredible how relevant these ideas still are. If you had to pick just one thing from Marcus Aurelius to focus on today, what would it be?
Honestly. For me, it always comes back to choice. We have the power to choose our response, Even when it feels like everything is out of control, we can choose what we focus on. We can even choose to find tranquility, even in the middle of chaos.
Pretty amazing when you think about it, right?
Mm.
And this was a guy who's literally running an empire. If he can find that inner stillness, well, maybe there's hope for the rest of us.
Absolutely, I love that. Well, huge thanks to you for taking this deep dive with us today. And listeners, if you want to keep exploring these ideas, we highly recommend checking out Meditations for yourself.
Wisdom drama in the verse. Stoic mindset, let the lessons disperse. All cruelty springs from weakness, that's the start. In the face of strength, let the passion impart. Enjoy present pleasures with a foresight gaze. Balance the now, don't let the future waste. Yeah, he who is brave is free. In courage we find the shackles of fear we leave behind. Cynical flow, virtue gain profound. Stoicism, deep wisdom all around. Stoic vibes in every line. In the quotes of life, let the lesson shine. Don't suffer more than needed. Cynic are declared. Face the storm when it comes, don't be scared. How does it help to be more the strife? In the rhythm of life, don't seek out strife. It is not the man who has too little but craves true wealth and contentment, not what enslaves. Yeah, let us say what we feel, let speech be true. Harmonize with life in everything you do. Cynical flow, virtue gain profound. Stoicism, deep wisdom all around. Stoic vibes in every line. In the quotes of life, let the lesson shine.
Profound truth. In the passage of time, find the fountain of youth. While we wait for life, life passes by. Seize the moment, spread your wings, let your spirit fly.
Cynical flow, virtue gain profound. Stoicism, deep wisdom all around. Stoic vibes in every line. In the quotes of life, let the lesson shine. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca dropping gems, unlocking unity. The greatest blessings within us and within our reach. Content with the lot, lessons of wisdom preach. True happiness is to enjoy the present, so true. Without anxious dependence, let the joy accrue. Wherever there's a human being, be kind. In the threads of compassion, unity bind. Cynical flow, virtue gain profound. Stoicism, deep wisdom all around. Stoic vibes in every line. In the quotes of life, let the lesson shine.
Cynical wisdom echoes in the rhyme. Stoic rap anthem, standing the test of time. In the echoes of ancient philosophy, Seneca's lessons guide, set your soul free.
I have to let go of what was for what is. This is the reality. In the moment that I accept reality, all of a sudden, everything changes. When we accept the truth, and we bend to its power, and we step out of lying into living. This is freedom. The man who lives a lie is the man who is his own prisoner. The truth will set you free. Nothing more. The truth will set you free. Nothing more. I choose to live by choice and not by chance. I choose to make changes and not excuses. I choose motivation over manipulation. I choose to excel and not compete. I choose self-esteem over self-pity. I choose to listen to the voice from within versus the voices from without. I choose to fulfill my destiny. I choose to get the job done. I choose to finish what I started. No fear, no hesitation, no surprise, no doubt. Free yourself from the debilitating disease of fear. It has manipulated you long enough. It has tranquilized your faith. The fear of inadequacy, the fear.
If someone emphasizes that they are telling the truth, you can be sure they are lying. Accept that you will make mistakes and learn from them instead of dwelling on them. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. No one knows what his powers are until he uses them.
The silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation. Eckhart Tolle.
Never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. I grant you that if you begin to work to develop your gifts, you'll develop a strong sense of happiness. You'll get a larger vision of yourself, because part of beginning to get a larger vision of yourself, all of us need some area of our lives where we can have a feeling of competence. That people know when they think about this area, that's something you do. That you eat and sleep that. And that you do that. You do that. And people know it. And you know it. And you know that you know this. If you don't know anything else, you know this. Can you tell I know what I'm doing? Oh, hello. You know this. So you've got to work on it. When other folk are having a good time, you've got to have the strength of character to concentrate, to read, to digest information. If you decide in any particular area that you're concerned about, to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to read one book a month in that area, in 5 years, you'll be among the top 5% experts in the world. I read a minimum of 2 books a week. The average American reads only 1 book a year. If you decide that area that you love, that you are going to master that particular area, in this era of accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition, as you begin to develop and expand your skills and your talents and your vision of yourself, you will always be in control of your destiny. The next thing is, whatever it is that you want to do, you want to do it massively.
Some men want fame and status, thinking that they would thus make themselves secure against other men. If the life of such men really were secure, they have attained a natural good. If, however, it is insecure, they have not attained the end which by nature's own prompting they originally sought.
Live for the praise of others, and you will become their prisoner. Do not make a permanent decision based on temporary emotions.
Carpe diem, seize the day. Horace.
Intellect is invisible to the man who has none. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance.
If you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? Rumi.
Comes from a very quiet place in your mind. And when you can organize it, you have to organize your mind. And when you have so much noise and distraction, there's no organization in that. So I believe in keeping my circle real small, and those people know what they get from me. And I know what I get from them, and it keeps me going forward, never stagnant. And that's when I started to develop these things through working out. It was just great never-ending work ethic. And through work ethic, I developed self-esteem. I always equated working out to struggle. And I struggled my whole life, but I ran from it. So I started realizing, man, I gotta start facing the struggle, and I gotta be mentally strong for the struggle. So that's why I started coming up with, like, I'm training for life. Mentally, I'm training for life. I'm not training for, like, I don't care about winning trophies. I don't care about winning anything. All I want to do is go the distance. And I found out on my own pretty much, is that through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do, and that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. And that's how I started coming up. You know, I just started being very uncomfortable. And now it's like just a way of life. And I am happy because this is my lifestyle. This is what I want to do. But trying to find your best self, you become unbalanced. And people always talk about this mythical creature called the balance. You want to be balanced. I think balance is a bunch of bullshit. Yes, I really do.
You think for everybody?
Yeah, I think almost for everybody.
For it is a thing very possible that a man should be a very divine man, and yet be altogether unknown. This thou must ever be mindful of, as of this also, that a man's true happiness doth consist in very few things, and that although thou dost despair, that thou shalt ever be a good, either logician or naturalist, yet thou art never the further off by it from being either liberal or modest or charitable or obedient unto God.
Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness. Never let others know your weaknesses. Instead, always try to show up your positives.
How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? Seneca.
Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Who dares nothing needs hope for nothing.
The true measure of the value of any business leader and manager is performance. Brian Tracy.